Just remember, guys, man, just because that guy is on TV, that don't mean he knows his ass from a hole in the ground, seriously. But anyway, okay, here's a pro tip for you. When you go to put these two boxes together, they're made out of fiberglass, right? You want to seal them up, because here's the deal. You could put some of this foam rubber stuff on there, and it's cheap, right? I suggest going down, and this is stuff I've been using since I was like 18 years old. I used to work in a hardware store in the back, reglazing windows. If you've ever heard of glazing windows, YouTube it, glazing windows, and see if they, here's the right way to glaze windows. You can use these little metal pieces. They're little tiny things, a little bit bigger than the size of an eraser head, if you remember what an eraser head looks like. No, it's not the delete button on your computer. Really? I suggest using window glaze putty. Doesn't really, you know, it takes a long time for it to set up really super hard where you can't get it off of there. And it'll go right down in this groove, seal up this box, seal it up against the firewall. And I don't really think that heat down there is going to bother it one bit. End of the day, okay? Got the heater box open, not too bad. Gonna be an easy cleanup. There's not a bunch of goop on the outside of this because it's inside, right? Okay, we just gotta make sure both our heating doors, our blend doors, and all that good stuff are free. And then I drilled out the plug right here so I could get to the screw that's inside there for the door, because I didn't want to take all this business apart. Somebody had already epoxied that door, so I didn't really want to screw it up any more than I had to. So I drilled it out. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, really. It's inside. Anyway, it'll throw some more heat to the floor. Okay, and the inside of this ain't too bad either. It ain't all busted up. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it sounds like the diaphragm's sort of kind of working. And of course, it was leaking, wasn't it? Oh yeah. One of them pro tip things. You either have to take this screw out of this rod right here on this diaphragm, on this blend door, or you got to completely disassemble the door, and I don't like to do that. The other thing is, the reason why it feels like it's still being held together, and guys break it right there trying to get it apart, is they aren't really hidden screws, but there's two screws down in between this housing and the other housing. You got to reach in there with a socket. If you clean that out, okay, orientation, your two pipes are here. You come up here and your blend door's right here, one of them, right to the left and right to the right on top of this blend door. There's a couple of, you know, they're doing it in stealth mode right there. Once you take those screws out, make sure that this door right here, this arm, there's a slot. See the slot right there? See the slot right there? You got to make sure and line up this arm right here with the slot so this will slide out, because that's how that goes. Test fit this thing because we're like a few seconds away from, not seconds, but we are, what I'm doing is there's some studs on the inside of this box. I want to dry run fit this thing. So when I get it in there, one piece is on one side of the firewall and the other piece is on the other one. So not everybody takes both units out at the same time. I don't know. I hope the rest of these parts are great. You know, heater cores are heater cores, but I am going to end up replacing this new aluminum one with one of those nice sturdy copper ones, because this thing ain't gonna hold up. Ain't no way. I had to cut some flanges off of it and modify it some so it would fit this box. This is an 86 to fit this box, and I finally got it so I could use my original tie down clips, you know, the big U and then the little, yeah, that one, those. Anyway, I'm gonna end up replacing it with the copper one. I made my little gasket thing on the end there. I just want to try this out. I wouldn't buy another one of those aluminum ones. There it is, folks. It's all ready to go. Basically, two separate boxes. Not basically, they are two separate boxes. You have an interior box. You have an interior box, which is there. You know, other than the fact that it's just an ABS plastic, you know, and you got blend door things going on up here and selecto thingies going on here, you know, that, you know, anyway, and then you got vacuum things going on here and stuff. Then there's another one over in the corner by the firewall over here, you know, where the fan thinger is doing its thing, you know, pumping air through, hopefully pumping air through that heater core right there. And then the fan thinger is doing the up and downs right there. That one, I got no clue. Anyways, we got our new AC thingy there. And your firewall then goes right in between the two boxes. Okay? And that's what's going on to make it all happen. As long as this thing goes back and forth, we got it made. For right now. You know, I know for a fact that we're going to end up tearing this crazy thing apart one more time, but we got her headed our direction now. Okay, later. Yeah, I just, you know, I thought about letting this pass, but it's still damp after 2 weeks of being torn down. It's almost always 70 degrees in the shop during the daytime. Still hasn't dried out. It's antifreeze. You know, that side I could let slide because it is dry now. You know, this summer we can pull that off, loosen one side, pull it out, and replace it if we want to. But this side, look at how dark it is. I had to go check and see what I had in stock. We've got one piece of actual gasket material. That's pretty old, but it you can't rip it or anything. We've got some Velcro pieces, but they're only this size right here. And then we got some black. That's pretty nice stuff. So we've got to see how we can attach it and see. You know, I've got insulation, but we'll see what we can do about holding it on there without getting too crazy. what we're using is some of this African tape there to tape our wires down. It kind of looks like the stuff that was in there before, you know, and it holds them in place. It sticks to just about anything and it stays there, you know. It's pretty decent stuff. So that's what we're using there. We're getting ready to put our first part back in the heater box. 3 weeks behind now, and only been working on it